Okay. Good afternoon, wherever you are and whatever you are doing. Today happens to be the 27th day of the month of February, and we've just got one more day to go in this month. Tomorrow, the month ends. So, wherever you are, folks, I'd like to welcome you to this edition of the program, The Pause. The Pause comes away every Monday to Thursday. And of course, this is the program that discusses the issues that matter to Liberia, all of the trending happenings in Mama Liberia. We also bring on guests on the show to provide expert analysis about some of the happenings. So this afternoon, my name is Yekezi Zwowil. And of course, first day we'll be cutting across Liberia to speak to our various correspondents to know what's happening in the political subdivisions of the country this afternoon. We also discuss some of the issues that matter. The biggest issue right now in the country was the violence at the SD Copper Road junction around the ELWA junction between group of personnel of the armed forces of Liberia and, of course, officers of the Liberia National Police. We are also getting information that besides the incident at the SD Copper Road junction, there was another incident of search in Cowell around about 10 o'clock on yesterday. Another tussle between, army personnel and officers of the Liberia National Police. What's going on? What does this signal for our security sector? Yeah, so we understand that last night at 10 p.m., another altercation occurred between the armed forces of Liberia and the Liberia National Police at a police checkpoint in Upper Cowell. Yeah. So we discuss all of these issues plus so much more right here on Spawn 107.5. We're live on Spawn TV. We also live on Super TV, Fabric TV, and via our YouTube channel. Again, my name is Yekezi Zwowil, presenting this afternoon's edition of The Pulse, the heartbeat of the nation. We'll take a very quick break where we'll come back, delve into the show by cutting across Liberia to speak to our correspondents. Yesterday, the president was in Gbarpolu County to dedicate a mini water system constructed by the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, even though the cost of that project has been an issue of debate. According to the LWSC, $250,000 United States dollars was used to construct that project. Well, the project itself, it does not look like something that matches the amounts. A lot of people are saying the project does not commensurate with the amount. We talk about that here. But what was the reception from Gbarpolu County, Gbarpolu City? What was the reception? From there, we speak to our Gbarpolu County correspondent. We also speak to King Brown to tell us what's unfolding in Grand Bassa, and Victor Cooper to tell us what's happening in Nimba County. So let's take this short break. And don't forget, we are giving out cash prizes, 10,000 Liberian dollars on today's jackpot. All you need to do is to dial the playing code *799 *80#, and you pay the playing fee of $1.50 or 200 Liberian dollars. Once you do that, you automatically get into the draw and you stand a chance to win for yourselves 10,000 Liberian dollars on the show. This beautiful Thursday afternoon. So let's take this short break to be back with you. Welcome back. This is the Today Show right here on Spoon 107. Sorry, that's the Pars right here on Spoon 107.5. Now let's go across Liberia to speak with our various correspondents to tell us exactly what's happening in the various counties. So we have Solomon Tipler from Gbarpolu County to tell us what's unfolding there in Gbarpolu County. We all do know that the president was in Gbarpolu on yesterday to dedicate a mini water system constructed by the LWSC, the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation. Solomon Tipler is currently in Gbarpolu City to tell us more about this. Solo, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Emmanuel. And good
This is Yekezi, Solo. This is Yekezi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, that is Yekezi.
This is Yekezi, yeah.
And good afternoon to our citizens across Liberia listening to the Spoon Network this afternoon.
Okay, it's good to have you on. Yesterday, the president was in your county. I think, is it the first visit of the president since his inauguration as president to Gbarpolu?
Especially for Gbarpolu City, this is the first of its kind since the president was inaugurated. Yesterday was the first time for the president, His Excellency Joseph Nyuma Boakai, to have visited Gbarpolu County.
And tell us about the momentum. Tell us about the reception. The president had gone there to dedicate a mini water system or project there constructed by the LWSC. So let's first begin with the reception. How was the reception like?
Yeah, okay. Well, in terms of the reception, the president was highly welcomed by citizens because we have citizens who came from across Gbarpolu County. You know, this is the first of its kind in the history of Gbarpolu County for Gbarpolu City to receive this port-borne water. That was the project that was implemented by the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation. So yes, the reception was great yesterday as the president came yesterday to dedicate this water project.
So you are saying that that's the very first time for a port-borne water to be constructed there in Gbarpolu City or in any part of Gbarpolu County?
Yeah, that is the first of its kind since Gbarpolu County, even though Gbarpolu used to be a part of Lofa County, and since the establishment of both Lofa County and that of Gbarpolu, now Gbarpolu County, this is the first of its kind to have such a project initiated in Gbarpolu City.
Okay. That's great. And tell us how important is this project to the people of Gbarpolu City?
You can see this project that has been implemented, that was dedicated yesterday, is very much important. You know, especially for the dry season in other parts of Liberia. And Gbarpolu County is one of those counties that can be hit when it comes to water issue. So this project yesterday being dedicated to the people of Gbarpolu County, the project is very much important. And can you imagine citizens who used to be moving from a various community to another community in search of water? They have their access now. You just take your bucket of water, you just take your bucket and go to where we have those water being placed, those faucet being placed. You just go and draw your water and take your water home. So the project is very much important to the people of Gbarpolu County.
If you should estimate, you think how many residents of Gbarpolu County are going to benefit from this project?
You can see, according to this is the questions our people are still asking as to whether this water project will be able to benefit the entire Gbarpolu City, because those faucets are being placed in a strategic area. Like if you had the opportunity to enter Gbarpolu City, before leaving from the main road ahead to the Gbarpolu General Market, we have one there being placed where citizens have the access to go and draw water. And when we come to the parking, another one is being placed there. In the General Market, we have two different areas being placed for people to have access to drawing water in that particular place. But the question that is yet to be answered, people are still wondering as to whether those who are far from those faucets that is being placed for people to have access to water, whether they will be able to go to the deep part of the communities.
Talking about people in the surrounding areas of Gbarpolu, and even some folks in Gbarpolu City itself. Even though I haven't been to Gbarpolu, but I believe Gbarpolu City is should be a very big city, and to just have a single area where everybody within Gbarpolu City will go to draw water. I'm sure the distance, from that particular meaning faucet constructed by the LWSC. I believe some residents are distant away from that particular project, and they wouldn't be able to access it easily.
Yeah, you can see that is some of the questions our citizens are still asking as to whether those who are far, like we have one of the communities called Promised Land Community, Bodnik Community, New Gbarpolu, and the rest of the community, they are still asking as to whether the water or they are in those far from the faucet being placed in a strategic area, whether they will have access to this same water. So those are questions that people are asking, but up to present we have not gotten the clear picture as to whether those who are far from where the place or those strategic areas where the place where the faucet are being placed, whether they will have access to easy access of getting water from benefiting from the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, meaning the water supply project.
Yeah, so when it comes to the safety of the water, I mean, the water it should be safe, but is it safe enough for drinking according to the LWSC?
Yeah, yesterday when we listened to the managing director of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, it will be regularly chlorinated so that people can have safe and drinking water. Because if you just put the water and you don't chlorinate the water or you don't protect the water, people will start going down with maybe chloride and the rest of them. So he assures citizens that the water will be used not only for bathing, not only for cooking, but also for drinking.
Mm. Yeah. So before the construction of this mini water system by the LWSC, what has been uh, the common source of water there in Bopolu City?
You can see bulk of the citizens, especially for Popul City, bulk of the citizens were drawing water from hand pumps. They were getting water from various wells, uh, unprotected wells, and even the pumps. And even if during the dry season, you have those pumps will be going dry. So during the time before the project, people were like running header scatter to get water, especially for the dry season. So it was not really safe, even though people were trying their best, having wells around their community, but it was not enough. So I think the project that is being implemented in the city will help our citizens who used to struggle to go from community to community to get water.
Okay. Now, the cost of the project, according to the LWSC, is 250,000 United States dollars, and I'm sure the cost was disclosed yesterday during the dedication ceremony. What are residents of that vicinity saying about the cost for Monrovia? Here, the cost is being heavily criticized, by folks. A lot of people are saying that the project does not commensurate. It doesn't match with the total amount spent to have it undertaken. That the money is too much and the project is too small. So what are people saying about that?
Yeah, you can see, when these projects come into various communities, people can be happy. But knowing the fact that the total amount that was used for this project, it will also shock citizens to hear that this project that was carried out in the county worth 250,000. People are still thinking as to whether it was something that maybe people just estimated it, or it was the actual amount, because they got to know that this amount is huge, and the project is not as to the expectation of the citizens, because the way the people expected for the project to be, they are not seeing, even though they are happy, they are excited for this such a project to be in Bopolu City. But I think
Okay, yeah. So it seems that we were harmonized here. So you listening to the Today Show? Let's just recharge very quickly to again, place a call to Solomon Tiplat. There, he's our Gbarpolu County correspondent to continue the conversation about the mini water system dedicated by the LWSC. Mo Ali, the president, and his entourage were there on yesterday to dedicate this project. And according to Solomon Tipla, the reception there was very, very huge from residents of Bopolu City, Gbarpolu County. So let's see if we can reconnect with Solomon Tipla right about now to continue the conversation with him this beautiful afternoon. You're listening to The Pulse. My name is Yekezi Zobe. We've got a lot to discuss here this afternoon. You all know about the biggest news in town that has to do with the battle between the LNP and personnel of the armed forces of Liberia. But in the meantime, folks, don't forget to play the radio entertainment game today. We're dishing out 10,000 Liberian dollars. So you dial the code *799 *80# *799 *80#. You pay the playing fee of $1.50 or 200 Liberian dollars, and you automatically enter the draw. Yeah, Solomon, we were in conversation, but then was apparently harmonized. Yes, you were talking about the cost of the project, the criticisms that come with the cost of the project. Tell us more about that just before hanging up the line with you.
Yeah, so yeah, guys, as I was saying, the project people are still thinking as to whether this entire figure that was called with regards to this implementing this project, whether it's a real or it was speculated, it was just estimated. Because looking at the project, even though citizens are happy for the project, but looking at the amount being speculated that yes, the amount is the amount we use for the project, citizens are saying whether the pronouncement that was made by the managing director of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, talking about $250,000 United States dollars for this project. People are still thinking whether this amount is the real amount being used for the project.
Yeah, so you mean there's skepticism, there's doubt, or uncertainty, about the amount disclosed being actually used for the project.
Sure, Yekezi, sure. So
okay.
Those are questions people are still asking, and it's yet to be answered.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there another development you want to fill us in with before we take leave of you?
Yeah, so Yekezi, on yesterday, citizens there have been this speculation about the superintendent of the county, because the legislative caucus members of Gbarpolu, the head of the legislative caucus members of Gbarpolu, Madam Senator Boto Kane, made a disclosure yesterday telling the president that the superintendent of the county is no longer needed because she don't want for the superintendent to be the superintendent for the county. So rather asking the president to replace the superintendent. So these are things that are currently ongoing. People are saying it differently because knowing the fact this was done, the particular program yesterday was not meant to disclose or to say some of those things that people didn't expect her to say.
Did she say that publicly during the program, that she does not want the superintendent to continue as superintendent of Gbarpolu County? Did she say that during the ceremony?
That's what I'm saying. Yekezi, yesterday publicly, if you had the opportunity to maybe speak to some of our media colleagues who were in the county yesterday, it was publicly said that she don't enjoy the confidence of the current superintendent of the county. She highlighted some of those reasons why she said she no longer want the superintendent to still remain in that position as superintendent for the county. She said the superintendent for the past time, the superintendent has been exhibiting some attitude of bringing disunity among citizens in the county. Even some of the university students of Gbarpolu County had issue with the superintendent of the county. Say it was underground. She publicly said it because from the initial stage it had been speculated. People were saying it in different corners. But yesterday, for the senator to have revealed that in the public manner in front of the president of the Republic of Liberia.
And the superintendent herself was the superintendent was present?
Of course, yes. Yekazi, the superintendent was present yesterday. He's the vice chair of the president. So you have been such a dedication. Yes, he was present yesterday.
What was the reaction of the president?
The president said, because even in time past before President Joseph Newman Bwaka, who have been sent to the position as president of the Republic of Liberia, there have been disunity among local leaders and even the legislative caucus members of the county. So the president highlighted that. He said, yes, most of the time we're hearing that people or there are rivalries in the county. Local authorities are not in agreement with the legislative caucus members. So this is now strange for me to hear this such a statement. But I think it's necessary for the betterment of the county, for the county to move forward when it comes to development. The local authorities and that of the legislative caucus members of Gbarpolu County need to come together in unison, just so that development can come in the county. Because county of such, Gbarpolu is one of the richest county when it comes to natural resources. But if you look at the Gbarpolu city, which is the capital of Gbarpolu County, is far underdeveloped.
Okay.
So it's only because of maybe all the rivalries you people have been having in the county that were keeping Gbarpolu far from being developed.
Okay, so after that outright statement made by the Senator Boto Kane and the president's reaction about rivalry and all of that, what did the superintendent say? The superintendent, like you said, was in attendance at the program, and I want to believe he was given the podium or the platform to speak out as well. During his speech, if he was given the platform to do so, did he in any way react to Bodo Kanan's statement?
You can see on yesterday, this was what citizens were yearning for, to have the superintendent of the county invited to the podium, at least to be able to say some of those things he had in mind to say about him responding to what the senator said yesterday. But the president was the superintendent was not given the chance to have spoken on that particular program.
Okay.
So yesterday, because we ourselves we decided to do our due diligence by meeting him, to talk to him, to hear from him some of those responses that were in his mind when it comes to the statement that was made by the senator of the county. But he said he could not speak to that, and he was thinking on maybe they will have an indoor meeting where he will be able to come to the public and respond to what the senator said yesterday.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Solomon Tipler. If that's all you have for us, it's been a wonderful time having you on here, filling us in with developments from Gbarpolu County.
Thank you, Yekazi. Thank you for having me this afternoon on the post.
Okay, thank you very much. So he's Solomon Tipler, our Gbarpolu County correspondent. Our next stop will be in Bomi County. And what is happening there in Bomi County? So, according to our correspondent there in the county, health risk is looming in a town called Gbange Town, as the residents of that town are said to be drinking from a contaminated creek. Yeah, so residents of Gbange Town in Bomi County are said to be drinking from a contaminated creek. I think the people of Gbarpolu City in Gbarpolu County have been to some extent, rescued or relieved of that situation. But in Gbange's town, Bomi County, the folks there, the residents there are drinking from a creek that is said to be contaminated. So let's see if we can connect with Aaron Kume. He's our correspondent there in Bomi County. Hope we can get him on the line this morning to give us more information about that happening. This beautiful Thursday afternoon. You're listening to The Pulse on Spoon 107.5. Also in Bomi County, residents of the Swam Mecca district finalized an allocation of USD 185,000 development agenda. We now have Aaron Kume from Bomi County to give us more information about that. Aaron, good afternoon and welcome to The Pulse. How is Bomi County this afternoon?
Well, let me say thanks for joining me in this afternoon. And Bomi County is calm this afternoon. We give God the praises. Things are on coast from where I speak from.
Okay, so we are hearing that in a town called Gbange Town in Bomi County, there's an imminent health risk due to citizens there drinking from a creek that is said to be contaminated. You want to give us more information about that quickly?
Yes, Gbange Town is a town located within district number 2, that is Clay District, and that is a combined district. You have the Chair and Clay District within Bomi County. That area called Gbange Town, citizen within that identical surrounding. According calling on the national government, the local authorities to seek their interest as when it comes to the issue about safe drinking water and water for their domestic usage within Pakistan. From where we went and observed the water that the people living within that area they are using, it is a running water, but when the import is sealed, that's the time the import will link other water, will supply, let's say, other water with the running water. But as we speak right now, that identical water that they are using, it is not actually moving like before, and that identical water, it is the only survivability area for the citizen living within Pakistan.
Wow. Wow. So, what are the local authorities there doing? You have the town chief, you have the district commissioner, you have the superintendent, even the senator of Bomi County. Has this reached their attention?
Well, this is just a sparking issue. From the past time, though there has been a hand pump, but it has not been in the proper condition. And so with that, the citizen has been using the running water before. There was no problem, the first cure while using the water. So they actually would like to say they just very reluctant in informing the public, but when they all look around, cannot find a hand pump that is in a good condition, and the water that they were using has been contaminated by the dry season. That's the time they actually start to raise this alarm. So as we speak currently, the information is out, and the district number 3 lawmaker, we hope to get in contact with him so that this identical note can reach his door. But as it stands, there has been no intervention from local authority. Even those are working at the upper house, I mean the House of Representatives, the senators, none of them has come out yet, because this is just, as I said, it is a leaked information that we have just packed up. So yes, we hope to see the leg of Senator Edwin Melvin Snow, the leg of Senator Ellis Jenica Tyler, and most of all, the District 2 lawmaker, who is the caucus chair, Honorable Manna Bishop Johnson for District number 2. But as it stands, there has been no intervention, because this is just a sparking up a development that we have brought out to the public.
Okay, so if residents of that particular town, Bangi town in Bomi County, sourcing water from a creek that is said to be contaminated, and that usually happens during the dry season. If they are all running to that creek, for drinking water, then it raises question about the lack of drinking water in that particular surrounding. You want to tell us more about that? Do we have hand pumps in that particular area? Do we have wells, for example, at least? That could be chlorinated, for the folks there to fetch water from?
Yes, like you asked the question, and I previously stated that hand pumps are currently there, but they are not in a proper condition. And the number of people
they are damaged.
That we are speaking about, the hand pumps within that area cannot really serve those surrounded towns and villages. We are speaking about over 300 citizens or people that are currently fetching water from that identical creek that said to be in a contaminated mood. Yes. So where that they dug, the dry season is already in, and people are not actually using the area for proper drinking water. So that creek that I'm currently speaking of, it have a link with the Simpo, and the Simpo is one of the bigger river that's situated within the district number 2. And so it puts in water, and as a result, citizens will get clean water. But as it stands, where the hand pumps are all down.
Okay. All right. That's the news that I think local authorities have got to take very seriously. Because drinking from a contaminated creek, like you say, it poses, a health risk to residents of that particular area. But let's move on to the other development there in Bomi County.
All right, so in Bomi again, District number 3, citizens have commended the local leadership for what they call the proposal of $185 United States dollar agenda, the developmental agenda for Swins and Jewen District. That identical agreed, or let's say, comment, I call it, their contribution, okay, for the district is came in the height of when I call the district authority and the local leadership. They came out announcing the citizens that since the incentive or the former lawmaker in person of Madam Haja Fatah Sayon, when she was in power since 2005 up to 2023, there has not been no accountability from her angle. I mean, the development of Madam Fatah Sayon has not been seen. So what can they do? And so this was a plan from the local authorities, and this identical plan hit the county, and within the county development, the social development fund, they were able to allocate the amount of 185,000 United States dollars for infrastructure development and other capacity building for youth within Swin and the Jewen district.
Okay. I think that's a good news for the people of those districts. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful time having you on this afternoon on the pause. Aaron Kume from Bomi County. Thank you very much.
All right, I guess it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me on this afternoon.
All right. So from Bomi County, quickly, let's make a stop there in Bassa, Grand Bassa County, before we come here to Monrovia to discuss some of the trending issues here. Our correspondent in Grand Bassa is King Brown. King Brown is on the standby to speak with us this afternoon about the unfoldings there in Grand Bassa County. You're listening to the Pulse on Spoon 107.5 this beautiful afternoon, and we have the Spoon 107.5 jackpot on. Today we're giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars. So all you need to do is to dial the playing code, which is *799 *80#, *799 *80#. You select the fee. The playing fee is just 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. Once you do that, you enter your mobile money PIN to confirm the payment. And after that, you automatically enter the draw and you stand a chance to win 10,000 Liberian dollars here today on the show. So the more you play, the more your chances are to win. We now have King Brown on the line from Grand Bassa County. King Brown, good afternoon and welcome. How is Grand Bassa?
Well, good afternoon, Yagazi, and let me say good afternoon to our Grand Bassa County this afternoon school. And I'd like to say thank you for having me on the line. This is my first time on the segment of the show.
Okay, on the pause. Okay, so welcome to it. Tell us what's happening in Grand Bassa.
Well, so what is happening in Grand Bassa County is that the news that has been circulating that the pro tem of the Liberian Senate, Senator Noblikina Lawrence, who representing the people of Grand Bassa County, says that news pop up. The people in Grand Bassa County, some of them have not greeted that news and from the right angle. Some of them, this morning on a different community radio station, we listened to the views from the citizens, and many of them were saying that, they expressed a disappointment, firstly, in one of their sons, whose name is being mentioned as among the names that people have seen to be a possible replacement for the pro tem, not Lawrence, just in case she is removed. All right. So and that son is Wesley Milton Finley, who is also the male senator of the county. So following that, many of them have called on Honorable Finley that Honorable Finley should not be among the other guys who probably want to remove the pro tem. And they are also saying that just in case of anything, the government of Liberia, which is ahead of President Bassa, should ensure that they stand with Republican Lawrence to make sure that they can, combat the situation that is currently beforehand. But on the other side, you are saying that, since she became pro tem, her impact at the county level has not been felt. They are also saying that it's a legislative politics, so even if she leaves from there, the county will not be affected. But others said that the county will be affected because she representing the county at that level, at a national level. So it's a plus for the county. So these are mainstream that are coming from the angle of the citizens in the county here. Weekly shows that the news are coming up just in case she's removed. There are other people who say they're going to affect the county because she's raising the floor of the county at the national level. And others saying that if she removed from there, the county will not be affected because her impact is less and it's not very huge at the county level.
Her impact is not being felt at the county level. This is your second time reporting this development in just within a month. I remember, we have a conversation on the radio about this, about the impact of the senator of Grand Bassa County and the Senate pro tempore Yombly Kanga Lawrence. So when you say her impact is not being felt in the county, what do you mean? What is she supposed to be doing that she's not doing?
Some of the things that they highlighted was ranging from infrastructure, coming towards sponsoring student on scholarships. They also highlighted the issues about the pro tem being visibly seen in the communities, where the citizens can be able to meet her, town hall meeting to know what is affecting the people, because they said that this is the third time that Grand Bassa County is producing pro tem. And they are saying that there are other counties in Liberia that have not produced a single pro tem, but those counties are doing a great job. They reference like Nema County, all right? And so these are things that they were talking about. Grand Bassa produced, the first pro tem was the late Councilor Charles Walker Bronson of the Labour Party. The second was now the Senator, Wesley Milton Finley, and then we now have St. Lawrence. So with having three pro tems, the citizens are saying that the county should have been far better and developed. The other county that have not had a single pro tem. But it's just since St. Lawrence got there, her impact, the impact of the position she occupies, what is supposed to be seen, sometimes maybe lobbying for the county to get some sort of developments, to get some sort of morale, where you see people coming to the county to invest. These things are not happening. So these are reasons why they are saying that the position that she currently holds, the impact has not been felt at the county level.
Okay. So yesterday, Senator Prince Moi refuted dispelled, speculation that some members of the opposition, CDC senators have, signed a resolution to have her removed. Senator Prince Moi dispelled that rumor on yesterday, but we are still yet, following that development to see how it plays out. But any other issue just before we take leave of you?
So far, so good. This is a training issue right now in the county, and probably by tomorrow morning we'll be giving another this update.
Thank you very much. Okay, so King Brown is our correspondent in Grand Bassa County, and so folks, we will stop here now and we take a break. When we come back, we discuss the issues that matter to Mama Liberia, issues right there in Monrovia, Liberia, in Painesville, in Bensonville, and just in Monrovia and its environs, especially the incident that occurred on yesterday at the SD Cooper Road Junction, around the ERWA junction. So let's take this quick break. This is The Pulse. My name is Yekezi Zwobel. We take this very short break to be back with you. Okay, welcome back. A pleasant welcome back to the Pars right here on Spoon 107.5. We're also coming to you live on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. Now, folks, yesterday, something I want to consider unprecedented, stand to be corrected, whether it's ever happened in post-conflict Liberia, to see a group of, police officers battling with a group of army officials. Yes, we've seen incident of maybe a police officer and an army official in a scuffle and all of that, but to have group of police officers battling with army officials, wherein you have what we call the war tank. We have group of army officials transported from the barracks to go at a particular point just to battle with police officers. It's something that I think is unprecedented, and that happened on yesterday, and that instilled fear in a lot of Liberians, and it is still instilling fear in a lot of Liberians. And on yesterday's incident at the SD Copper Road Junction is said not to be the only incident that occurred between army officials and police officer. At Upper Cowell yesterday at 10 p.m., we got a report from residents there that there was another scuffle between police officers and army officials. What's going on with our country? What does this mean? What does they portray for our security sector to have army officials, people who should be, protecting the territorial limits, the territorial boundaries of our country, have them in a public battle with police officers, and you have bystanders, citizens standing right there cheering one side of the two battling. So now, according to information that we've got, this incident began about 2 days ago, where at that junction, the SD Copper Road Junction, where you have there's a police checkpoint right before the SD Copper Road Junction. All right, and currently there's a ban on motorbikes from plying the street of Monrovia, and that was attributable to an incident that occurred in that town, where a truck hit a motorcyclist. The truck lost control, according to the information, and hit a motorcyclist that was parked by a police officer around the checkpoint. All right. So when that incident occurred, the police, in fact, the motorcyclist, saw that as a wrong decision on the part of the police officers at the checkpoint by parking a motorcyclist on the main road, to ask or interrogate him for whatever reasons. They say it was wrong. And so because of that, they started moving about streets in Monrovia vandalizing police checkpoints. All right. So this caused high level of tension in the city, in Monrovia and its environs on that day, where people got injured and all of that. And because of that, the police decided to take a decision, because there was other information of more tension to spark up and to be instigated by motorcyclists. So because of that, the police decided to put into place a quick measure, and that measure was to temporarily ban motorcyclists from plying the major streets of Monrovia and its environs. And that ban is still on. And on March 3, we understand that the motorcyclists have written the Ministry of Justice, informing them that they're going to be, protesting against that ban, because they consider it as unconstitutional, as infringement on their rights of movement. And so they will be assembling on March 3, to protest that decision by the LNP. And they also informed the UN here in Monrovia about their decision, and we hope that that protest will be peaceful. And I think they've been working alongside the Liberia National Police, because when they were marching through the principal streets of Monrovia on yesterday, we saw them being guided by police officers and all of that. Now, according to the information, what sparked the incident there at the SD Cooper junction? So this army official, not uniformed, riding the motorbike, was stopped by police officers. And while the police tried interrogating him, he, according to information, showed his ID card and told them that he's an army official and heading to a certain destination. But the police officer did not listen to him. According to information, they got into a tussle, and the army official was maltreated by the police officers there. So this was a grudge kept by the army, by the AFL personnel. And so the following day, he went and collected other army officials to come and retaliate the pain that was inflicted on him allegedly by the police officers. And that's what resulted to the incident that we all watched live on various media platforms yesterday at the SD Cooper Road junction. And what surprised me on yesterday was to see army facilities being used to perpetrate acts of violence. Army facility being used to perpetrate acts of violence. We saw about two to three army vehicles yesterday at the SD Cooper Road junction. We also saw what we call the war tank. The war tank, that armor. The armored vehicle, we saw it there. Just to perpetrate that act of violence, you have several armed officials who left, uniformed, left their barracks, their residence, to go and perpetrate that act against the police officers yesterday. Were they right to have done that? I think before any such thing can happen, before a war tank, can be even be seen on the street, to perpetrate any act of such, I think it should be a direct order from maybe the president, who's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia. or the chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia. And I mean, just the chain, because the president is the commander in chief. And, if any order of such, he's going to, channel such through the chief of staff, and the chief of staff will give an order to do anything. But you have army personnel, I believe, by themselves, not being authorized by the authorities, going ahead to perpetrate violence against police officers. I'm not saying that the officers' action on day before yesterday was a good action. That's not what I'm saying, to have maltreated an army official. So the matter of fact, no officer should be spanking on anybody, any citizen for that matter, whether army official or not, whether ordinary citizen or civilian, whether army official, no officer for that matter should be flogging people. That is wrong. No police officer should be flogging people. No police officer should grab any motorcyclist or any citizen and put slap in their ear and spank them anyhow. That shouldn't be. That is wrong. That is wrong to do. Let alone to do such with to do such to an army personnel. That was wrong. But was the decision to retaliate in such form and manner, was it also right by the army officials? I said no. I think the appropriate thing to have done was to file a complaint to the police about the action of the officers, and also inform the authority, your own bosses from the army, and let investigation be carried out to know who's wrong, who's right. Whoever's wrong, be punished in line with the law. But not to come, put outside armor and other facilities, army facilities, to go and, cause chaos or violence or retaliate by battling with police officers. In fact, flogging police officers. I mean battling. Because in all of the videos that I saw police officers being beaten. All right? So this is concerning. This is very, very alarming for our country, where army officials can just, take army facility to go and do the wrong, to go and do anything without any authorization from their bosses. So the question is, who's in control of the army? Who's in control of the army? The army officials are just not being authorized, not being told by the authority to do any to carry out such any action, a certain action. They just go ahead and do it. They just go ahead and do it. So I think this does not send a good message. It does not portray well for the image of our country. We're already here crying for investors to come, no job opportunity. We want investors to come in the country, for more people to be employed and all of that. And then we are doing things to scare away investors. We are doing things to scare away investors. Because that scenario on yesterday alone has the proclivity to scare away investors from the country. Yeah. It has a propensity to scare away investors. To come and see in a country where police and a group of police officers and army personnel are battling, and you got, a war tank all on the street and other army vehicles as though those army officials or personnel were sent maybe by their bosses to go and perpetrate such action. So the question remains, who's in control of the army? Who's in control of the army? Yes, we do agree the police was wrong. If they had ever maltreated an army personnel, they were wrong. Absolutely. They shouldn't do that. They shouldn't do that. As a police officer, especially traffic police, you are assigned to regulate the traffic. If there's anyone who breaches the traffic, I think there are channels that you should know to pass through. And I think there's nothing, in your regulation that tells you to beat on any driver, any motorcyclist, or anybody for that matter when they breach traffic rule. No, there is nothing in your regulation, in the traffic rules, that you should maltreat anybody if they breach traffic regulation. There's nothing of such. And so, if you did that, as it's being reported or alleged, then that was wrong. But again, one thing, there is a tendency in this country that once you are security personnel, especially from the army, you are above the law. That's what most of them think. And this is not only unique to the army, also police officers themselves. They feel they are above the law. An army person, you are not above the law. So if you are an army personnel who owns a motorbike and a ban was placed on motorcyclists from plying the major streets of Monrovia, and you reach a checkpoint and the police interrogates you, is incumbent upon you. It is, especially when you are not uniformed. Is it incumbent upon you to answer to the police? You are not above the law. You are not above the law. It is incumbent upon you to answer to the police. It is. Why the police doesn't have the right to treat you, to mistreat you, or to maltreat you the way it's been reported that it did. But you too, you are answerable to the police. When the police are carrying out their function in the traffic or wherever, you are answerable to them. But in Liberia, there is this tendency that once you are an army personnel and you reach a checkpoint, in most cases, as soon as you show your ID card, they let you to go. Yeah. In most cases, as soon as you show your ID card, once you army personnel, whether you are in the wrong, whether maybe you having or you are in contravention with certain policies, especially those the requirements for motorcyclists to ride on the main streets of Monrovia. Yes, you have a reflective gear jacket on. You should have on shoes, helmet, and all of that. So that's a policy that, any motorcyclist plying the main street of Monrovia and its environs must comply to. So you don't have to be commercial motorcyclist. I don't think that's what the policy says. That policy says any motorcyclist plying the main street of Monrovia must meet those requirements. So whether you police officer, whether you are an army personnel, you need to comply to that. You're not above the law. So if you reach at a point where you're stopped by police officers and you're being interrogated, you must subject yourself to police interrogation. If you are in the wrong and you are parked, of course, the police are performing their duties. The police are. But in many cases, like maybe you on the highway and you on this commercial vehicle and there's a police officer on that vehicle. Once that vehicle reaches a checkpoint, the free pass, because there's a police officer or some kind of security personnel on board that vehicle. So if you reach that checkpoint, the free pass. There's no search of that particular vehicle. And I think that is wrong. Because if we do that, then criminals will use our own officers, to carry out criminal acts. So what if a police officer is on a vehicle that's transporting illegal substances? Yeah, that particular vehicle. Police officer is on board the vehicle, but you reach a checkpoint, and the police officers assigned at the checkpoint are the LDA officers or the immigration officers. They say they can't check the vehicle because you have one police officer on the vehicle. So you don't think that a police officer is able to connive with criminals to transport illegal substances? You don't think that? You don't think that is possible? You don't think that is possible? I think it's possible. I think it is possible. So, I mean, the culture that we have built, it's a bad culture. And these are some of the repercussions of such culture that we saw on yesterday. You have police officers and army personnel clashing on the principal street. On the principal street. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that signifies? Well, we calling on the Liberia. We calling for an investigation. We're calling for an investigation. In this case, I think it's a team, or maybe the National Security Council can set up a team to carry out an investigation in that matter, because the police can carry out an investigation in that matter because they are a party to that incident, so they can investigate. They may exhibit bias in the process. So there's a need for an investigation to be carried out in that matter, so that we cannot see anything of such. And like I said, it was reported that in Upper Cowell, a similar incident occurred there at 10 o'clock last night, 10 p.m. Another clash between police officers, allegedly, and army personnel. This is it sends out a power message. This has the propensity to crumble our economy. Because when investors, before investors invest, they look at the security. There are a lot of things that they look at. They look at how fragile the country is. Look at the security sector. They look at the justice system of the country. Those are things that they look at. So if we have our security personnel perpetrating or displaying such action yesterday on the main street, not even in Songan and Kono, But on the main street of Monrovia, that's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. And after the incident on yesterday, there was a press statement circulating on social media that says the police condemn the action by the AFL personnel and blah, 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 blah. That press release, it was fabricated. Yeah. Up until this time, I'm currently on the police Facebook page where they usually release statements or press releases. So since the incident yesterday, they've not released any statement except for a statement they release a disclaimer statement that they are in the ones who posted the statement condemning the AFL personnel for their actions. So this is what the police said. This is a statement from the police. The police says, disclaimer, the Liberia National Police is not aware of the press release circulating on social media regarding the incident at ELW Junction this evening. That was yesterday evening. The release is fake and misleading. We are urging the public to please rely on official communications from the LNP's official Facebook page. Signed, DCP Cecilia G. Clark, spokesperson of the Liberia National Police. Yeah. So let's play it for you. For those of you listening, let's play some video footage of what happened on yesterday at the SD Copper Road Junction. Folks, this is the Today Show. So you just listen to the excerpt, and bystanders, citizens of Liberia, they're chanting, "We want army. We want army." For what exactly you want army? For what exactly you want army? But I think, that was just intended to provoke the situation, because apparently the relationship between the police and citizens is not cordial. The relationship that is a fact. The relationship between the police and the citizens is not a cordial relationship, and I think it should be a cordial relationship. It shouldn't be a hostile relationship, because the responsibility of the police is to protect lives and property. So if the police is protecting the lives of citizens and the properties of citizens, then I think the relationship between the police and the citizens should be cordial. I think the citizens should like the police more, compared to the army. I mean, the army only comes in when there's a situation beyond the control of the police, a situation where the police has failed, to contain, then the army can come in to contain, and that happens occasionally. But the police is usually on a daily basis with the citizens. So to have heard citizens chanting that we want army instead of police, You know, I know to a large extent it was intended to just provoke the situation, but that statement in itself also means to mean that the police and citizens don't have a good relationship, a cordial relationship. And I think the relationship between the police and citizens should be cordial because they are working together on a daily basis compared to the army. All right. So we open the lines for you folks so that you can call in and make a contribution this afternoon on the show. This is the pause on Spoon 107.5. And don't forget, we are dishing out huge cash prizes here this afternoon. All you need to do is to dial the playing code *799 *80#, *799 *80#. Once you that playing code, it takes you to the payment of the playing fee, which is $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. Once you do that, you enter your mobile money PIN to confirm the payment, and you automatically enter the draw and stand a chance to win for yourselves 10,000 Liberian dollars here this afternoon on the show. The more you play, the more your chances are to win. The only requirement is you must have a Noon Star Cell GSM SIM card that is registered with mobile money, and you must have some money on your mobile money account, you know, to be able to play multiple times, because it's a raffle draw. And so the more you play, the more your chances of winning. So let's now go to the lines. Call us on 0777 771 0777 771 101075 are the numbers to put you through here on the show. This is the pause, the heartbeat of the nation. Call and have your say. 0777 1075 0555 101075. What do you make of the incident yesterday between police officers and army personnel? Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon, your name and where you join us from?
Yeah. How you doing? How are you?
I'm okay. Let's hear you.
I'm very much impressed of your program this afternoon or this evening, and I congratulate you for your program. But you see, quickly, let me just highlight you some other things that go on in the country. You see, the police people, they are not well equipped, so they are like pro right to the citizens because they take bribe on the citizens. That's one. Then two, you see, the police people too, whether they are paid a regular salary every month or what is the matter wrong with them. Other some of them, they are not sick police people that is in the country because some of them, they will get that they are police people. That could be so. Number two question I want to ask: why the country is very boring? Then when you see the clash that happen between the army and the police automatically, if you didn't check, they are taking bribe for the motorball rider. The motorball rider, some of them are very 100% or they just say 30% not respectful to the rule and regulation. But the other people who go right with motorbikes. But you see, these guys are the police people. I don't know what those guys that are commanders or directors. They give uniforms to some people to go to village junction and collect money and give it to them. When you see bribery, I don't think a dignified police will take bribe. See, some of the problem we get in this country is let's do it this way. Security on security. Master will be security on your radio station. See, some people can do something.
Okay.
When you check one, no evidence.
Thank you.
When you are happy to in the village junction, I was there.
Thank you very much. There are others on the line who are wanting to make their contribution as well. Good afternoon, your name and where you join us from? Hello? I'm okay. Let's hear you.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, this afternoon, my name is
George, let's hear you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're hard work. You see, my brother, the police, they want to create a problem. They want to create a problem. Not doing things that they're not supposed to do. Because for people, money, and also they pay them.
in the Isusu, in that's what we do now way. And let it to me, my brother. The example to that you are journalist. You see a friend journalist cancel Adiga to you. What's your power? Oh, you let me identify yourself. But land yesterday I went on and the police is wrong. You see the police Adiga to you and land is meant to pass because of the thing happen in the country here. You the police there, you run away to go by yourself because the army is there to protect local property all of yours.
So because you armed official, once you on board a vehicle and you show your ID card, you allow the vehicle to pass. Or once you are driving a private vehicle and then you show your ID card.
You know what they meant for you. You know they meant for someone.
No, that wasn't the case. So when the army personnel is on official duty,
yes,
of course. But when you on your private business, you are answerable to the police. You are.
You know what it meant for you for. Or arrest a mobile phone, you join the man. You join the man, you cop the man, kill the man, shit.
The maltreatment was wrong. We condemn that. If that ever happened, it was absolutely wrong. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person here on the line. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Hey, this is Jerome calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, Jerome, let's hear you.
Oh, I got a question for you. Do you know that if the armed forces man bike was a private bike or it was a passenger bike?
Yeah, so according to information, the first thing is that he was not in uniform. As to whether it was a private bike or army bike, I cannot say that for sure. But he was not. He was not in uniform. That's what I can tell you.
Okay, I guess that's why I make it bad because you're not in uniform. If there's anything, the police stop you, you must be able to explain to the police that this is my private bike and I'm on my way to the place. But if it is a passenger bike, then police get a right to stop that bike from going beyond the limit that they told them not to go. But anyway, it is a bad idea or way of the security that they will be able to fight among themselves. And now the citizens will be wondering who will protect us if anything come out when they themselves fighting and hurting each other. What will we do when something happens to us? Who are we going to run to? It is a bad precedent that they are setting for the country Liberia. I want to say thank you for your show.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon. Let's hear your name and where you join us from. Please walk away from the radio, please. Hello?
Good afternoon, my dear brother.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, you see, I'm learning this at least I join you from Sokene community.
Okay.
One of the major issues that I see, the major problem I see among the security in Liberia that today you see a going different way is lack of discipline. To be very frank with you, the security in Liberia, the state security, they don't want to give one another courtesy. You see? So it's creating serious problem. You as a security personnel, look, that means that it happens to many people. Even if I'm a police officer, say, but even on a car, I want to go some places there, you know, I'll be denied by my police. And you see, and it's wrong. You see? It's wrong. We need to work. We are all on the one flag, you know, for one common goal. We don't have to be doing all kind of thing, and then what is guarantee and what is security period that the citizen will see in us to trust us. Like indeed our life is protected. You see? So we are security personnel like bro, we need to do well. We need to do well. We need to do our citizen well. Because if any other thing that we do on the contrary, you know, it brings serious problem for the citizen.
Thank you.
You see?
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for calling. Let's talk to another person. Good afternoon. Your name and where you join us from?
Well, thank you so much for talking on that discussion. I for Lower Johnson Bay.
Okay.
Thank you for the topic on discussion. You know, my brother, all the things you call us talking, they are said to, I don't know, they're confused. Look, the command structure of the country that I hear, I think jail I met on something like where the army just walk all through the barrack. I got a son in the army. I just asked him. He told me the police officer was very stubborn to listen to the young man. Or I'm also about the man told him, say, look, I'm going home. I'm an officer. I think I tell man something in command something. Say I'm going home. Yes, my ID card will prove to you that I'm a person there. I mean I'm going to my house quietly. Then I all telling you they were commercial, it's all stopping. I think it's sufficient to tell you I'm so. The only thing you need to do is to follow all the article what is impersonating or saying the fight. Equally so, the thing again on our structure, we don't have frequent routine. So you briefing police officer, briefing the army, and telling them the days of the day to see.
Thank you.
I know the day that I mean will be good. For sitting here, I don't know. Your question is a good question. Why just jump in the barrier and want to question like that?
Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person here. Good afternoon, your name and where you join us from.
Thank you very much. I'm Richard King, calling from Iron Factory, Settingburg.
Richard King, let's hear you from Iron Factory.
Thank you. Commonly known as Dumpster Fire.
Richard, go ahead.
The incident that happened yesterday was very, very unfortunate. You know, two wrongs cannot make a right. So even the police, the regulations that were enforcing, if you see any trying to challenge, you're the first you might have a second thought. To say, but nobody should use the road and we see the young man coming. But as a man will show you, you ask him, my brother, how are you? Can I know you? I mean, you have to have that interaction with a young man. But according to unconfirmed report or speculation,
Thank God
that
you
the
said
young man identify himself. He identify himself. For the guys that are in, they say, you found out you the one, that you're the one set to bow by the rules. And he begin to discipline the man. I mean, for the reaction, for the military was wrong. So according to the Constitution, before you see the military was on the street, especially having tango and thing, from the President of the Republic of Liberia, who is the Commander-in-Chief of the Army of Liberia, and it must be a state of emergency. Before you see army people just on the street, there is still fear in people. But the Liberian people are following the investigation, and anyone found guilty, that should be a very strong action. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you very much for calling as well. Let's talk to this person on the orange line. Good afternoon, your name and where you join us from.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Thomas Collins. I'm calling you from Gbarpolu Junction.
Thomas, go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to say in this case, brother, that's my opinion. I want to say to the public, okay? I don't want to believe that indeed, because people are saying the man identified himself with ID card. I don't want to believe that, because the security, the immigration, the CIA, the G2 as well, all of them fall under the security. And then it is not going to take out ID card yesterday and look politely and get presented to his colleague, or let's just say his brother there, or the police. They're not going to touch him, actually. But I believe, because I was looking at a video where the man, somebody asking the man, can you identify yourself? I didn't see anything, looking like ID card presenting to the police, okay? But I believe that, there's a saying in Liberia that says police are woman, and then soldiers are men. So when the army appear anywhere, they want to use that power, because the power is exercising so much to the extent I don't want to give any respect to the order. But the police they have responsibility in the country to verify everybody's movement. Who are you? Where are you going? What do you get with you? That have responsibility. More further where something have been created called no-go zone. And then when you are appearing there, you should be humble and then to your friend say, oh, John, man, even if you don't have ID card, the word from your mom, my brother, I'm a truck driver. I move on the highway, so I'm driving, I don't have, and my driving is updated. Will you understand? I don't have any document. But when the police stop me, I will walk to them and I say, Chief, you know the country now. I'm a horse and somebody give me the car, I don't have our license. You understand? But I beg you, let me go. The word from my mouth, some of the guy here, I think they say, man, who are the guys go? Let's get out of money, you get your son. Politely. The violent terror, they are very serious. So now they are going all in the air. Then we want army. So, I mean, what are you trying to say?
Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person. Hello, your name and where you join us from? Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Okay, I'm young Christian. I come from Kawa this afternoon.
Okay, yeah. Let's hear you.
Just be straight to the point. Our security in the country, they don't respect one another, and they need to put a step in order to respect one another. Because for one part, you cannot have security 30 or more than step. Then why would they speak to the citizen, the ordinary people? They need to put a step in one another, and lastly, the Tribal Command need to talk to the police. Police forgetting to know that they are living among us, and we are living among one another. We do things day to day. Every day we are among one another, but the police attitude is becoming so much. Too much. They need to shepherd them because we don't know where the police keep coming from in the police. The police is too much more than the police. You get on the traffic now, you see police and you start 10 police officers, and then you don't want to police officers, you find the rest of them will be police.
Thank you.
So the really need to shepherd the police.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Your name and where you join us from?
My name is Erosmo Howard. I come from Pinchfield.
Erosmo Howard, let's hear you.
Yeah, looking at the whole situation today, the thing is beyond what we are seeing. Me, President Boga, should be careful. Very respectful because it's also possible that these guys will want to overthrow. Because you're putting an army man, then who getting the weapon? The weapon is displayed. How the weapon came outside from the barrack? So who owner A that told them to they carry that kind of weapons? Just engaging one another, it bring that kind of weapon in the middle of the people. So that be fun. We're looking at West Africa, what happened in there. And that day is not the first time we saw on Armed Forces Day. So that's my own view.
Okay.
Guys are very dangerous. They can do anything at any time. Because if the commander out of the weapon, when in the army that anybody will say, yes, open the door, give me one. Even me afraid. Honestly, I'm very, very afraid to even live in this country. It's dangerous to live in Liberia now.
Thank you.
It's all over the place.
Thanks for calling. Let's talk to another person. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon. Let's hear you.
Okay, Nancy, let me tell you this. This is not the first incident by the police. You know, one time there's an investor that came, they went in a hotel, the police went there and spotted money you reported on the same platform here. Police, they acting as if to say, even normally when they have made them running behind you, you go to the police, they hold you and send you over to them. So the safest one that we can find is that the army, it don't just hard to see the army patrol on the road to come and rescue. Me, the police are not putting aware. You're not trying, but when you go to some checkpoint, the police get plastic bed sending over there, go pour it, do it over there, go do this and that. You not do it, they can't take the key from your car. If you are not trying, even the day, the case between Yaka Korba and that Captain Berry, because the army that were instructed to boss the car, that the police. The police are not meeting themselves. I don't know how they got their training. I don't know what kind of school they graduated. They're doing whole lot of things to with the civilians. Whole lot of things. All the killing you can see, go the money they get to them. If they go there, they start expecting money from the people. We don't have trust in the police. No more. We don't have trust. Even the press release, what did Christopher Coleman will say? Listen to the case between the police and that of Fadika. You think we not monitor? We monitor in school. We monitor we who are the tower, the business people. We look at police behavior, police brutality. It's becoming so rampant that no more trust them. So anytime the poor will call upon the army because army are there.
Thank you very much. So folks, you're listening to the Pulse right here on Spawn 107.5. We're live on Spawn TV, Fabric TV, Super TV, and via our YouTube channel. My name is Yekezi Zwobel. This afternoon, we're still taking more calls, but don't forget to play the radio entertainment game, and you stand a chance to walk away with 10,000 Liberian dollars here this afternoon. The code is *799 *80#. That's the code. Once you dial that code, it's going to take you to the payment of playing fee, which is just 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. And once you do that, you automatically enter the draw. You stand a chance to win 10,000 Liberian All right. So we still taking calls. Call us on 0777-1075, and let's talk about this issue that occurred yesterday at the SD Copper Road Junction around the ELW junction. What do you make of it? Citizens chanting, "We want army, we want army, we want army." You know, during the battle between the army personnel of the armed forces of Liberia and that of officers of the Liberia National Police. Who's right? Who's wrong? What's your opinion? I know an investigation will be done, you know, and findings will be published to know who's right, who's wrong. But the scenario itself is a very, very bad scenario for Liberia. You know, for the investment climate here in Liberia. You know, to have police officers and army personnel, you know, clashing, you know, where you have tanks, war tanks on the main road, police, army equipment on the main road, who authorized those equipment, even, you know, to be used to perpetrate such act of violence. Who's in control of the army? You know, that army personnel will just take any facility, any equipment, any belonging of the armed forces of Liberia, take it to anywhere to create chaos or to do anything they wish to do with it. Who's in control? And I do agree with the last, was it the last caller? You know, about the incident, the issue of, you know, army toppling governments in the West African region. So if you have our own army that can just wake up once some money, afternoon they take equipment, army equipment to go perpetrate violence. One day they could take government equipment, army equipment to go and do something else. That we all will be affected. So this is actually concerning. Very, 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 very concerning. We'll go back to the lines to take more calls. Call us on 0777 1075 0777 1075. We have a few more minutes to go. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Your name and where you join us from?
Yes, sir. Yes, how are you doing?
I'm okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, yes, sir. My name is Aliyu Belete, calling for Tema.
All right.
Yes, sir. The situation on ground here, really, to be very fair, it should be condemned by both parties. Yes, we agree we are going to condemn it, but yes, our police, some of them are not reasonable. Can you imagine police officer, even the army man be on a motorbike, is going into a law era. But I believe army men identify and said to that policeman, but you never honor it. That thing can happen if in the traffic. Our police are not reasonable. Let them try to respect one another. They should respect one another. You can be all right.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. Let's talk to another person here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm okay. Let's hear you.
Thank you. I am Abdurrahman Islam Franklin Kawai, and I'm in Monrovia. And I thank you for the analysis and the exposés on this national security issue. And let me commend you, and I think you spoke well. Everything you said is the truth, and you really have said it better than you have. You know, in this country, legacy, like you said, people believe that they are above the law, and that has been the consistent behavior of the AFL. It did not really start under this regime. I asked the AFL beat on police in Simple Greece during the Marasali regime, 2016, 2017. They also happened during the Tawiya regime. AFL believe that because they are referred to as first citizens, they are above the law. Forgetting to know that a family is greater than rank. While it is true that we frown on the police for some of their unprofessional behavior and being unreasonable at times, but it also did not give the AFL personnel any right to say, let's go there, not stop you. Once you went there, they stop you, then you believe that you have been disrespected and you want to arrange the police on assignment. The AFLs have always been like that. The next group of people that always behave like that are the EPS. You understand it? When there is a traffic, vehicle inspection going on, you can see. When I watched that on Manasali, where the same report read again, the director of the ESPPS girlfriend was party and they stopped her to inspect her vehicle. He felt disrespected. He called the director. The director said a whole pickup field of PPS personnel down there. They on the supervisor at that inspection ground because the inspector, the director of PPS girlfriend was going somewhere and they stopped her. That has been the issue with national security here. They believe they are above the law. What the AFL did there by even brought out watching a vehicle from the barracks because one AFL personnel was disrespected. There are chains of command. There are procedures under which they should have signed on their grievances or their whatsoever. Not to come in and create a scene and make it look that we are going back to the days. So you are all AFL. You are not police. To come and they be fighting in the street. I think the commander-in-chief need to take cease of this matter and investigate those AFL personnel that was involved. If need be, they must be dismissed.
Thank you.
They must be dismissed. You cannot bring the army to public rescue because you were doing it and people were cheering for you.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person. Hello, your name and where you join us from? Hello? Okay, let's talk to this person on the line. Good afternoon. Your name and where you join us from? Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, I don't know our father who can accept. I want to know the ethics of trading. As well as there, just regular thing on air like the police is even if the police are all wrong. That pressure of the army to come out at that time. The fact we need the men that are listening to the amateur men. Those people that say they are unknown, they are unknown people. Only 10 people and the people that were in the market and that went on the stage and were empty. So I don't know when the people are just inside the police. When you are putting down the police, you are putting down the country. And you are putting down the army, you are putting down the army. This is why we should go to have all the authority to be able to bring the people together to inquire why it's okay, it's wrong. I have to say, thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. We've got about 8 more minutes to go. Let's talk to this person quickly. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, I'm Aloysius. We have a person on Chikizu Factory.
Aloysius, go ahead.
This is that first time happening? Is that the second? It will not be the third, it won't be the last. It happened before at Boundary Junction. The police went and put every personnel in jail. Continuously logos on motorbike. The next 11 jail for 2 days. The next one, they go to the next car, and they have to bring the whole aircraft take up here. They start beating police people. You see, my brother, there are 2 kinds of police we got. They got police and they got policemen.
Who the police? Who the policeman? Hello? Oh, the man gone. The man's out of tell who is police and who is policeman. But thanks for calling. Let's talk to another person here. Good afternoon. Your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, my brother, quickly. Thank you so much. I'm calling from Pablo.
Okay, quickly, go ahead.
Yeah, I just got 2 questions. I ever seen, you ever seen joint security operation says the regime or the past regime? The joint security operation where police and the AFL works together.
Yes, there has been several joint security operations.
No, I'm not really seeing it. Except
there has been.
They were passing oil around here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got 2 different observations when it comes to the security behavior. Like for the police right now, you got to in my own mind, my own opinion is that most of the cars are very wearing that black and black design training. I just told you about policemen and police. The men are lying when they make money finish. Policemen, I don't want the police A. Let me define it to you now. Police A are policemen. Police officers, I want to train to the academy. One know the code of conduct. One know the ethics. And the people keep telling you on air, on the public media today, that 104, 107, 110. And the guy I told you about people who are trained, let's get to that other thing for the whole space. Let's start thinking positive instead of thinking negative about the army. These guys are very
They are very, very rude. I mean, go there and you will see something. They just occupy a run above. They get there. They tell me for in the hand with the A. The opponent got down to the point that selling coconut with cassava. The investor again, very my present. Why you catching coconut sell above? So their respect should get limit. But the police, the army went wrong by getting on the street. You know, every post that they go and attack, they go to, they're not correct. They put fear in the citizen, but anyway, the brain used to reading, so you can't put fear in us.
Thank you.
But
thank you.
Very wrong. They are wrong.
Thank you very much. Let's take about 3 more calls and call it a day. Good afternoon. Your name and where you join us from?
Good afternoon, Yagazin.
Good afternoon. Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you. Let me say good afternoon to the many listeners serving the broadcast. This is the voice of Pwewu, William Covey, and I'm joining this conversation from this city. Yagazin, I think yesterday's situation, look, I think people, want to, make it so panic into the public, right? Wanting to make the public to panic. Yesterday, I see that issue, just because, look, I think that parents, we got to be careful. Do not panic the public to say, oh, the way state security, but the police and AFL days are normal restraint. But we are always seeing police officers disrespecting the armed forces of Liberia. With some of us, when I even born when we started a year this song, we did a woman, I made a man, right? I think that's one I've been all right. Police a woman, I made a man.
Police disrespecting Ame or Ame disrespecting police. Yes, it's something that happens every day. But the incident yesterday is not an everyday incident where you see a group of Army personnel take Army equipment or facilities to go and perpetrate violence against a group of police officers. That is abnormal. That's not number.
Yeah, you can see. I think this morning that was clarified by the Army spokesperson, one sergeant or one sergeant mayor, right? He clarified that this morning on one of the sisters radio station on OPFM. He said the Army vehicle you saw into the video going at that particular scene were not those guys that committed the act. Those were the MP soldiers that went to calm down the situation or to arrest the armed forces of the Bureau or personnel who went to cause those problems. But when they arrived at the scene at that time, those guys already ran away. So according to our witnesses, they said the armed forces of the Bureau, the army men that beat on the police people, they keep in Keke. When the Keke pointed down and had his gun down and they started to beat the police officer, and right after that quick 2-minute operation,
Thank you very much. Let's take this last person. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Radio station. What happening? I'm not responding to the radio station.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
You live on the radio?
Yeah, I mean, let's have it this way. It's good that the authority of Liberia, which is the presidency in command, the chief, please, the police, the army, let them go back in their barracks. Let them go back in their barracks. A tough investigation should be done.
Thank you.
One, the motorcyclists, you will come by on street, I believe, by the grace of God. But please, if you continue to be violent, you will cause their violence. You will bear the consequence.
Thank you.
Please, the authority of the representative.
Thank you very much. We don't have the luxury of time, folks. That's all the time we have to be here on this edition of the Pulse, the heartbeat of the nation, right here on Spawn 107.5. We live on Fabric TV, Spawn TV, Super TV. Thanks all of you who called in the media contributions towards this edition of the show. The Pulse takes its usual weekend break, and on Monday, we'll be back here. Diamond Slanger takes you through. And then on Thursday, I'll be here. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful edition of the program. Folks, we need to talk the talk. And we need to be objective when we talk these talks. We don't want to be sycophantic. We don't want to be subjective. We don't want to be biased. Maybe because of political affiliations, political connections. Let's be frank, let's be candid as we talk about issues that affect Liberia, both positively and negatively. On behalf of the entire production team here, my name is Yekezi Zwobit, bidding you a pleasant goodbye from Odious Congo Town in Monrovia, Liberia. Bye-bye.